took my stuff and drank all my wine. Made up my mind to make a new start. Going to California with a naked in my heart. Someone told me there's a girl out there with love in her eyes and flowers in her hair. Took my chances on a big jet plane. Never let them tell you they're all the same. The sea was red and the sky was gray. Wondered how tomorrow could ever follow today. The canyons and the mountains start to tremble and shake. Children of the sun begin to wake. It seems that the wrath of the gods got a punch on the nose, and it's starting to flow. I think I might be sinking. Throw me a line if I reach it in time. Meet you up there where the path runs straight and high. To find a queen without a king. They say she plays the guitar and cries and sings. La 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 la. Ride a white mare at the footsteps of dawn, trying to find a woman who's never, never, never been born. Standing on my hill in the mountain of dreams, and telling myself it's not as hard as it seems.
Good evening, my beautiful crime family. How'd you like that nice rendition of that song? I thought it was pretty awesome when I found it. I ran it on this morning's show too. I really like it. And I love that song. It's totally awesome. I think tonight we're going to get into the nuts and the bolts. Or maybe just the nuts. I don't know. But the motives of everybody. And I think that's important. I think it's really important because that's usually the answer, right? Is the motive. And that's been that way, you know, unless you got somebody really crazy like a stranger. And we haven't looked at that either very much. So anyway, I want to say hi to my beautiful crime family who's out there. Moonflower Laza, good to see you, my girl. And Angela, good to see you. And Hope Norris, good to see you. And Vila, good to see you. T-Taj, good to see you. Juice Estate, good to see you. Does your band play? Yeah, I played all over Minnesota. From Albert Lee to International Falls. All over. I played at the Fine Line Cafe in Minneapolis. Nikki, good to see you. Marietta Rosser, good to see you. Debbie Gazzardo, always good to see you, girl. Randy, my brother, good to see you. And Thomas, my brother, good to see you. Butterfly Beauty, good to see you. Leslie, good to see you. Big Mikey, my brother, good to see you. And Cindy, good to see you. Sherry Urban, good to see you, girl. And to everybody who's here, because I can't keep going up. Odds, good to see you. Or I think that's how you pronounce it. Okay, so yeah, we're going to talk motives, and I guess where we have to first start. And actually, if one of my mods wants, and my mods, I'll tell you what, they work hard, and they're the best mods in the business, bar none. There's none like them, and there's none really like my agent and Kathleen either. So they do, all of them work very hard. And if one of you want to jump up here, let me know. I'll just send out a link for you to one of my mods if somebody wants to jump up. Because it'd be nice to discuss with somebody on this. Let me pull up this first, and we're gonna take a listen while my mods figure out who wants to jump up here. If somebody does, let me get this straight here first. Okay. I got to get this TV in a different location, down lower, man. It's too high up there. What am I looking for? Oh, yeah. Okay, there it is. And come on. Load up. And there we go there. Let me see if anybody's talking. I'm just going to put out for one of my mods. If they want to jump up, I'm going to put out a link. Because I think this is a discussable thing. No doubt about it. And there's the link. So let me run this. I'm just going to run the beginning of it because we don't have to watch the whole thing. It's what I'm mostly interested in is what Bubbly Waters actually says at the beginning. And she probably doesn't even realize that I watch all of her videos because, and pretty much everybody, but I usually watch it on my TV in my bedroom on my Xbox, so I can't chat. But anyway, let me do this. But she said something that I just want everybody to hear here because I think it's important. Okay, I want to start.
So sweet, so friendly.
Okay, there's good. And this is from our friend Bubbly.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I wanted to thank Colleen and BOM. I'm not sure how to say that one. Pointing me to Colleen for pointing me to this. And I want to say that I do remember this. I remember this. And it was, I remember reading it and I remember thinking, oh my God, what the hell? So thank you so much. In fact, what I put on my plan is, sorry about the fan, if there's some background noise, it's hot, really, really hot here. And I have to have the fan on. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So sorry. But what I'm planning on doing is going back, finding articles that, like this one, that we can refer back to. Because we all know something's not right. We all know it. And the crazy thing is that they all know what happened, but and they're steering us in such a direction. They're steering us everywhere. They're like, it's a wild goose chase. That's what it is. And it's on purpose because they messed up. They messed up big time. And I hope I hope the family sue the hell out of them. All of them. The university, the MPD, the FBI, the ISP, every last living one of them. The fraternities, the sororities.
That's what I wanted everybody to hear right there. Everybody knows there is a big problem with this. Hi, Big Mikey. How you doing, brother? Big Mikey? Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
There you are. How you doing, bro?
I'm good. I'm in the middle of beating, so I'm taking the time out for a minute, and then I'll get with you.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that's fine. All right. Yeah, so there is something wrong with this case. There's something. I mean, I've never, ever in my life seen such a messed up case where everybody knows that they have the wrong guy. Everybody knows. And I think everybody pretty much realizes the people that could be involved. And it's bothersome. It's bothersome that the prosecution doesn't just say, hey, Ellie, you got to go start over. You got to go start over. This is up to Bill Thompson. Nobody else. It's all on him. It's on his shoulders. He makes the call. And it's just, it gets to me why he does it. They don't have anything. I mean, sometimes you just have to, in life, you just have to say, okay, we're wrong. We're wrong. And then tell your people, go find the right people. I mean, I don't get it. So I think tonight we're gonna study each person and find out, the motives and where the motives lie, because I think that's the key to it all. If there's no motive, there wouldn't have been no crime, right? There's no motive, there would have been no crime. There's always a motive, always. So let's take a look. Let's look at Brian. What are the motives? Okay, people say that he's an incel, right? That's what they say. I don't know if that's actually true. It hasn't been proven, but that's what somebody started to say at the beginning of this case. So you got this guy that, can't score on a woman, they say. We find out later that that's not really true either, but that's what they are trying to say. What else is there, guys? Think of something that Brian, what would make him do this? His upbringing. I mean, he has good parents, right? I mean, it seems like he's got normal sisters, normal family. Per Mama G. He's jealous of their life, per Mama G. Okay. That could be. He's jealous of their lives. That could be. Usually men would be jealous of men, no. So would he be jealous of Ethan? You know, I don't know how he could be jealous of women unless there's something more that we don't know. Yes, that's okay, Angela. Yes, definitely. Please do that. Once upon a crime time at gmail.com. Okay, his relationship with Kopaka. I guess it has come out now that they did know each other. And I don't know who said that. Does anybody know who actually said that they knew each other? And you know what I'm saying? I'm wondering if there's proof of that or if there's like a, you know what I mean? Okay, Joel believes that Brian worked undercover for Pullman. And I've thought of that myself. Right, Cindy. That's what I keep coming back to myself, is that he doesn't have a motive. Nikki thinks he's with the FBI. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if that'll happen. This is a pretty big case. I don't, you know, but then they're so blatant. I guess I would. Joe says there's a video of Officer saying to Brian, "Weren't you in my class last week?" Proof? Huh. BD comes across as very narcissistic to me. Okay, here's Peaches. Oh, that's Thompson. Yeah. Thompson comes across as very narcissistic to me. He is determined to get BK more than ever. He's corrupt and untrustworthy, just my opinion. That's what it seems like, isn't it, Peaches? Doesn't it? That's what it seems like to me. Because I can't believe. Again, he's been around co-eds all his life. Yeah, I'm having a hard time. Take up the parents. Okay. Well, was it his sister, Terry? Okay, his sister said they knew each other. Okay. Well, that's a little strange, but I'm gonna, you know, I thought of this today. I was thinking about all this stuff, and I thought about. It was said by Brian Enton that Kohlberger had said that asked the cops if anybody else was arrested, but that was after he knew that Kopaka was gone. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking, because he didn't get arrested until, what was it? Was it December 30th or something? So there's a month and a half there. Did he hear things? You know what I'm saying? Did he hear the rumors of who did this? I bet you Brian knows who did this. The whole school knows who did this stuff. That's what I think. That's my opinion. And I'm sticking to it. And I think that Brian heard these rumors, and that's why he asked, was anybody else arrested? Because I think he knows who did it. I think the whole school knows who did it. But back to the okay, so Brian's hard to get any motive, you know, like a. And that's what bothers me. I think maybe the worst about the case, about Brian being in jail for that and stuff, is because there's no motive. I think that bothers me the worst. There's just no motive for him, right, Mikey?
Exactly.
Yeah, there's just no motive. Can you think of any other? Oh, you might have to get that other YouTube out of there, or you'll echo. You got it?
My echoed now?
No, you're fine. Can you think of anything else for Brian to have a motive?
No, I can't. It's tough because it's not. I just don't think there's any jealousy over the girls because he really didn't know them. So I mean,
Right.
really, the one that has the most motive would be Jack D.
Yeah, we're going to look at him. We're going to look at everybody. Okay, what did Peaches say? I looked at the Kopaka's obituary that the funeral home published. There was a Brian Koberger that signed the digital guest book. Now, was it really Brian? Wow. I highly doubt it was because I suppose he could have done it from his parents' house because he learned about it on the way to his parents' house and he got arrested there pretty quickly. Well, let's see. What date was it that they got pulled over? How long was he actually at his parents' house? He was at his parents' house a couple of weeks then, right? Wasn't it like December 15th that they pulled Brian over on the way to Pennsylvania? Was it December 15th?
I'm thinking they left like December 10th, I think, somewhere along in there.
I think they left December 13th and they got pulled over on the 15th or something like that, or they left on the 14th and got pulled over on the 15th. So he would have had a couple of weeks at the house. So yeah, I guess he could have guest signed that book. That's very interesting. Very, very good, Peaches. Let's see what else is people saying. I just can't think. Now, let's go to the next person that you were talking about, Jack DeCoeur. Here you got a guy that, she left him 3 weeks before. What else you got, Mikey? What else you thinking on Jack?
Well, there's been a rumor off and on that that Kaylee may have been pregnant. And I know I'm going to get slammed for this, but she had gained some weight, sorry to say. And then later on,
I've heard that rumor. And people are going to slam you for it. That comes with the territory, Mikey.
Yes, it does. But, if we're being truthful, about
Right,
what we hear, then, it's out there.
There's just no proof to it or anything. And no one has said anything. I wonder if even if it's true, I wonder if it'll ever come out. You know what I mean?
More than likely not.
Right.
It always amazes me how the coroner, she never really gave any, findings about, about if they had drugs in their system or.
The only thing I wonder about that is if she was pregnant, I doubt she would be at the corner club drinking.
Well,
that would be the only
right.
Most times, gals nowadays, when they're pregnant, they don't drink.
But
most of the ones I know.
Right. But did we ever even see her drinking? I didn't.
No, neither did I, but she acted like she was a little buzzed. Maybe not. Maybe she wasn't buzzed. Maybe she wasn't drinking. Yeah, that'd be actually, I'd like to know if she was.
We know Maddie was.
Right. Let's put that, even putting that aside, you got that that she dumped him, and they always say and she was moving to Texas, right?
Yes.
And so she's leaving him behind and starting a whole new life down there. So I don't really care. I mean, I'm sorry. I got to say, I'm sorry to the family and stuff, because I know they believe in him and everything. But the worst time for a woman for abuse or anything like that is when the woman is leaving.
Yeah.
And she was gonna, she was
another thing I think that's big is the dog.
Right, and there's another thing, right? They were fighting over the dog,
and that's probably one of the biggest ones, to be honest. To a certain extent for him, I believe.
Right, because he didn't want to lose her and the dog. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yes.
All right, that's a double whammo. So he's got a lot on him. Can you think of anything else with him? That's about it, but that's pretty big. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty big. There had to have been. I mean, I can't believe that, after being together 5 years, that he's just gonna say, okay, yep, that's fine, and he's okay with it. You know what I'm saying? He's got to be hurt. He had to have hurt feelings. He had to have anger.
Right.
I mean, people. That's why I wanted to say I'm sorry to the family, but they need to look at that a little bit better, in my opinion. They need to look at him a little deeper, because, I mean, I've known every man in my life that the woman has left. They don't just roll over and say, okay, after 5 years. I just, there's going to be resentment and anger, hurt feelings,
Yeah.
So that's a big one. It is. Now, Jack Showalter, he was booted out of the bar earlier that night for harassing those girls, and then they're trying to say that he was escorting them. I don't think that he was escorting them. They didn't talk to him, and the only thing said was Jack Showalter said, "They're going to get you for that, Maddie."
Right.
Or they're going to get you girls for that.
They're going to get you girls for that. That's exactly right.
Right. So, and that's the only thing said. They didn't say anything to him. Not one word. Then they get to the grub truck. They didn't say one word to him except for, fuck you, dude.
Right.
When Maddie pointed at him. So, I don't know.
Jack,
go ahead.
Jack S., he was kind of pushing himself on him, really, is the way I seen it.
Right. Yeah, that's the way I seen it too. And he is a hunter. And he knew how to skin animals and do all this weird stuff. Leaving carcasses on, if you're a psychiatrist or psychologist or whatever, a criminal psychiatrist, that's a big red flag. Leaving dead carcasses on people's doorsteps and stuff, that's like a big red flag. And then there's a quadruple murder in the same neighborhood.
Yeah. And so he was tracked. He supposedly went to his parents' cabin too after it was over.
Right. Yep. You're exactly right. So, I mean, between those two, that's a lot of motive. Jack, I don't know what the motive would be, except that I think he was after one of the girls, and it might have been Kaylee, because Jack D and her were split up now, and he might have been after her. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, that could be part of a motive there too.
Well, Maddie looking back at him saying "F you," I'm sure that didn't make things any better either.
I don't get the police's thinking. Here's a dude, the gray hoodie dude, Jack Showalter. Here he is. He leaves dead carcasses. I mean, on people's doorsteps. He followed them. He got kicked out of the club for acting weird towards them. And yet you toss out and say that they cleared him. And I don't get it.
Yeah, I think it was. And another thing about Jack D is that look that Steve G gave to him at the memorial service.
Oh, I'll never forget that. Right. Yeah, I'll never.
Yeah,
and the look.
The look. It was the look.
Right. And Jack D, the way he looked at him too, it was kind of creepy.
Yeah.
It was kind of creepy.
And they had. It seemed to me that Jack had Steve's wife kind of wrapped around his finger too, from what I've seen and heard.
Yeah. That's what I got on my community page as that picture. Agape Love here says that slaughtered animal shit is horrifying. The old people's little dog. Yeah, and that little dog, they never proved it was Jack Showalter or nothing. But here, Jack is leaving dead carcasses on other people's doorsteps. Right. And then they find a dog skinned. I mean,
that's messed up.
Does 1 + 1 equal 2 to you?
That takes a deranged individual to skin a dog, I think.
Yes, it does. Very deranged. And that's somebody, and like I said, the psychiatrist, like criminal psychiatrist, red flags would be up, immediately with this dude. And yet the police discard everything like that. And I don't get it. I don't get it.
Let's not forget that, it was pretty well known that Jack S. He liked his roids too, they say.
Yeah, I know. Them other two Davids did. I don't know about Jack. Maybe that could be. I guess I never heard that.
That was early on that I heard that. So
right.
That was one of the big things about him in the beginning. That was before, the Loach and all them were even brought up, really. This was very early on that I heard that.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that the roids, they call it roid rage,
Right. It's called that for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. So here we got Jack DeCoeur and Jack Showalter. Now we got David Loach to talk about. And something happened during the rush of 21. And we have to dive into a little bit but we might have to speculate a little bit to get to where we want to go.
Right.
And what was it about the rush of 21? He was a fresher again, right?
Right.
So that might have played into it. what did he have? Did he have something for Zana, or what was the deal with Loach? Anyway, what is the deal with Loach?
Yeah, he did have
tell me.
something for Xana. I believe he did. But the big one with Loach was the calling him shriveled balls.
Okay, yeah. To me, that isn't big enough to do the duty. There's got to be more with him on that. What is some of the bigger things with Loach? I mean, I can't. For some reason, it's all escaping me right now.
I don't know anybody that after the fact likes to piss on people. I just don't know.
Yeah, he's a little. That's a little weird too. Yeah,
That's very
but
weird.
you're right. Rumor has it that he was pissed off at what was it that went on during? Well, some people, and here's the speculation part. Some people say that what was it? What was the guy's name that drowned in 3 inches of water? Was it Hayden or something?
Excuse me, I'm sorry, mine cut out. Did you hear that?
Oh yeah, it sounded like a horn to a truck or something. What was the guy's name that died from in like 3 inches of water? Was that Hayden something or Hayden Young or is it, what am I thinking here? You know who I'm talking about, right?
Hudson.
Hudson Lindahl. Yeah. There's rumors, of course, and this is the speculation part that Loach took him out, and that Ethan knew about it. You know what I mean? And that he during this fight that night. That's what we're not. That's what we're forgetting here is the fight that happened at Sigma Chi. So yeah, so he does have a motive from that night that was building up from October of 2021 and the rush towards Ethan, and then also Xana, because Xana was saying stuff and back at him, and there was a fight supposedly at Sigma Chi, which we believe carried over to Linda Lane. So, but let's not think about Linda Lane tonight. Let's just come up with these motives. So you got Loach with that, and Barry kind of follows Loach around. David. Then we got Cowboy, and I the only thing about Cowboy is that he went on that one date with Kaylee, and she didn't want nothing to do with him anymore. And that's the only thing I can come up with on him. What about Dylan? What's her deal, Mikey?
I think Dylan was, I think she was jealous, of what they were. I really do. I think there's a lot of jealousy from Dylan. One thing about Dylan, has she ever been tied to a sorority? Because I haven't found it, but maybe I'm wrong.
You know what? I don't think so.
I mean,
has she been tied to a sorority out there? People, was Dylan in a sorority? What's Rachel saying here? But what if the real killer started all those rumors? I'm suspect of the football team since their last ordeal, to be honest. What if they all wrote that gossip to cast suspicion on frats? Distraction. That's a good one, Rach. That's a good one. And that football team in that brawl, where 100 people were there. And I had to laugh when that happened. I ran that video where it said that there was over 100 people there at that fight,
Right.
and yet people got down on me for saying there was a fight club. You know what I'm saying? And there's 100 people, and they're fighting.
Yeah. Everybody tried to discredit you for that, and it's like, well,
Right.
you had the receipts for it. I don't know why that can't be true.
Yeah, and that could be true, Rach. That's actually a good one. The football team, but then what would be their motive? That would be the only thing is what would be the football team's motive? Someone on the football team maybe that started it, maybe. But
yeah, individuals on the football team maybe is what I'm thinking. You know what I mean?
Right. And Kathleen says, I still say it's the frats in LE. And Dylan and Butterfly says Dylan is always talked about about the other female, right? Mrs. John Knapp here says, well, and that very well could be. That very well could be. And, and where does that lie then? The money, where would that lie? And here's another. Okay, let's take a peek at. We're going to try to look at everybody. So let's take a look. And I don't care what if somebody freaks out on me and they take this down, then so be it. But we're just going to say owner of house. We're not going to say any names. All right.
Right.
But owner of house, because why? Because that car, that is a big coincidence of that car landing over there wrecked, and they take the plates off.
Right.
The reason, and I thought about this, why would they take the plates off, right? And I thought about this the other night, and I kept thinking, why would they take the plates off? Because they ran it with the wrong plates on there. You see what I'm saying? They were in Moscow running this 2013 Elantra, which the FBI said it was. The FBI said it was a 2011 to 2013 Hyundai Elantra. That's what the FBI said. And so this one, go ahead.
There was another creator that told me that she had mentioned the house owner, and it was like, you know what I mean? And like everything she had got screwed up over talking about that name.
Right. Yeah, I know. That's what I've heard too. And I've heard all kinds of stuff.
It's T-Girl. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. But he's welcome to come on the res a few months. You'll find out real quickly about things. I got to go do something real quick here, Mikey. I'll be right back. All right.
Okay.
Keep him happy here.
I don't know about keeping everybody happy. There's just a lot of motive in these frat boys. I think that's the biggest issue here with them. I mean, and then you got the mix with Ethan being in that frat, and you got all the back and forth between the two girls, talking nonsense, back and forth and calling them shriveled balls and everything else. And I just think there was a lot more going on at that frat that night than people realize.
And I think, and also I think, didn't Ethan quit the frat?
Yes.
I heard he quit the frat within those, like the last few days or something.
Well, that would make sense because Ethan, I don't know if he had a learning disability or he just couldn't study around all that mess
Yeah, I
or what it was, but I mean, that would have been his second year. Do you really think he didn't remind me of the type that wanted to go through the rush again for the second time around, but I could be wrong.
right, right. And if it ties to money, I was talking about that car.
Oh yeah, okay.
The money thing, the money situation. So you have this 2011, 2013 Hyundai Elantra. The FBI said they were looking for a 2011, 2013 Hyundai Elantra. So this one ends up crashed over in Oregon, and the plates are missing. Now, to me, that tells me that the plates were not the right plates on there, and that's why they grabbed them. And so they didn't have the right plates. And this makes sense if they were in Moscow and they did this, that they'd have different plates on there because of the cameras and all that stuff, that they would have different plates. Ends up crashed.
Another thing too was that when that happened, there was somebody that instead of the plates, that's how they figured, the sluice or whatever figured it out, because they actually went there and looked at the vehicle ID. You know how you look and you can see them through the front window?
Yep.
That's how they got to that conclusion to start with. I mean, it wasn't LE or anybody like that even brought that up,
All right. I still got a picture of the bin. Yeah.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. And so here you got that car, and the person that gets out of that car and leaves tells some homeless person that they can go in there. Of course, that person's DNA is going to wreck anything.
Right.
And then everything is hushed up, but it comes back that car is first, it's cleared by LE because they've already got their eye on Koberger, right? It's cleared by LE, but it comes back to the owner of the house.
Right.
And then that person said that they sold it, but it was to a relative. Right?
Yeah.
But who was driving that night? That's what I haven't heard. Who was actually driving that car? And I think that car still plays a part in this crime. It's too big of a coincidence.
Right.
And golf used to say this all the time. It's too big of a coincidence. Some car in Oregon, hours away, and it's the exact same car that they're looking for, ends up to be owned by the guy that owns the house.
Right.
To me, that's too big of a coincidence.
Oregon's not really that much farther. You know what I mean?
I think it was a 5 or 6 hour drive, though.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, like Eugene, Oregon. Yeah.
But LE just dismissed it right off. Didn't even investigate or nothing. It didn't seem. They just dropped it.
Yep. Dropped it like a hot potato, and everything's been hushed up. And now people can't say that person's name because their videos get taken down. People's lives get threatened. So, is there money involved?
Sure, there is. Sure, there is.
Is there a money issue involved? Now, Kaylee had 10 bank accounts. Now, I've heard people explain that away, but to me, that is kind of ridiculous for someone that's 21 years old.
Well, I mean, I guess you could have. My thought is maybe they've got 3, 4, 5 or something, but 10 accounts, that's quite excessive. in my opinion.
That is excessive, right? And from what I heard, and I don't know if this is true or not, but what I heard, between all those bank houses, she had about $100,000. Now,
Wow.
where does a 21-year-old kid get $100,000? If that's
Right.
true, if that's true.
Right.
No,
Well-
I don't know if that's just somebody speculating, or I heard it came from somebody that knew, but who am I to say?
Well, a lot of bank accounts anymore, they want you to have $200, $500, or $1,000 to open an account, depending on what kind it is.
Right.
I mean, it could have been thousands of dollars in those accounts if you think of it.
Right. Okay. Now here's something to add to, if this would be true, something to add to Brian's motive. Once Upon a Crime by Terry Martin there. Him driving the car and circling the area fits with the story that Brian Kohlberger's both BKs were doing drugs together, and Brent got drugs from that house. So Kopaka is another one too. But what, I never came up with a motive for him.
No, I didn't either.
I've never come up with a motive. And so you got both BKs. To me, they're duds. They're duds because they don't have a motive, unless it was to rob them. If it's true that there was a drug house, was maybe to rob somebody of drugs. But I can't see Kopaka being a veteran like he was and everything. I can't see it. I don't see no motive there. And so that's a really tough sell to me. Yeah. Something I wanted to say tonight, and I guess I haven't said since I've had this channel. And I've spoken, tried to speak to like Steve right to his face on my channel, and to Moscow, and and to Bill Thompson, but I've never ever said anything to Brian's parents. And I'm wondering if they ever watch these channels, especially the ones that think he's not guilty. And so,
Right.
Brian's parents, if you're out there, I believe 100% that your son is innocent of these charges. And I just want you to know that. And I think it was important for me to say that, because I haven't said it. Anyway, so
No, Tommy, it's funny. I brought up the question. Go ahead.
ban. Mods, ban. You'll see it for life. Right there. Louis S.E., get rid of that. Fuck. Somebody get him? Oh, God. Come on, you guys. I'll do it. Oh, shit. I just did Sweet and Salty by accident. Oh, my God. Mods, you should have jumped on that shit. Why does it? Oh, there. Okay, excuse me. I got to do something here really quick. I got to go get Sweet and Salty out of there. Ah, dang it. It's so easy to do when the chat is moving. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh, boy. Okay. Hold on. Settings. So anyway, that car if there's money involved, I would have to think that. And then, we got to look at green too. We do have to look. We're going to look at everybody. And I don't care if anybody like that person's, and I wasn't even saying anything about that. Actually, I was saying good things about the families. So I don't know what that person's problem was. I think that was somebody from a different channel. Someone come from a different channel. They do this shit, man. People don't know what goes on behind the scenes.
Right. Boy, do we know that.
Okay. You're right. God, I can't believe I accidentally did that to Sweet and Salty. Okay. Let me find out where they are here. So yeah, we got to look at green too. And who else? Who else you got that we should look at?
Another thing, while we're talking about Elantra, what about the red Mustang that was tore up, and it was like a few streets over or something, and they were in hazmat. Yeah. They were in hazmat suits checking that out. Why don't we hear about that?
Right.
And was the red Mustang? Was it, one of the ones that were involved? Who was it?
Right.
And also, was that red Mustang? Was that the, let's say the private driver? Or the DoorDash driver, or whoever.
Well, that's what they're saying, isn't it? That it was the private drivers or something. I
believe so.
But wasn't that the one that was being cleaned with bleach or something at some?
Yes.
Like a car wash or something.
Yes, they were. It had been cleaned with bleach.
Who are they saying that car was? Whose car was it?
Well, anybody that said anything about it said that's the Eric G's car, or the private driver, whoever that happens to be.
Oh, the Eric G. Okay, Eric Gower or whatever, right?
Right.
Well, for some reason, I cannot find Sweet and Salty on there. So I don't know what I did. What does it say there? Does it say if Sweet and Salty comes in, tell her I'm really sorry. I don't know what happened here. I can't find her in the block thing. I found that other dude, but I can't find Sweet and Salty. Oh, there's Sweet and Salty there. Oh, yes, I can see you, Sweet. I'm sorry about that. I meant to get that Louis dude. It's hard to do when that chat's scrolling up. At least from Street.
Yeah, hey, Sweet. Tommy's the one being salty.
Right. She's the sweet one and I'm the salty one.
Right.
Okay. So anyway, yeah, the car really bothers me. And yeah, that is bothersome. When I wonder who it was that said they seen that being, bleached clean. I'm wondering who that was that actually, seen it.
I don't know. I don't know who said that, but I know that I seen a picture of them in those white, like hazmat suits, looking in that car at one point. I seen a picture of it, and that's all I remember.
Yeah, I think I remember that picture. I think I can picture it in my mind.
And it's probably one of the more important ones, really, because if you think about it, let's just say, for speculation, let's say that was the private driver. Well, the private driver was one of the last ones to see the girls alive. Kaylee and
Right.
Maddie, right?
Exactly. Right. Then he cleans his car out with bleach.
Yeah, and, and
There's
any criminal case, that's the first thing that LE will tell
right.
you, that the last person that's seen them is one of the most important.
Exactly. So let's write his name down, Eric Gower. Man, I'll tell you what. You know what's crazy is you got all these people, right? And we've named how many now? We've got Jack DeCoulter, DeCoulter. Jack Showalter. You got both the Davids, right? And you got Eric Gower. You have Dylan. You have house owner and money. And now you got Gower. All these people with all these motives. But what would Gower's motive be? That's what I don't. That's what I had a hard time with before.
I just wonder
What
with
would be his motive?
With Eric, I just wonder. Supposedly, he lived 1,000 or so feet from where BK was, okay? But also, what a lot of people don't know is, my understanding, his wife worked in LE, in the office for LE.
Yep. Yeah, she does. Yep.
Bonnie and Clyde.
But yeah, there is Bonnie and Clyde, Emma and Demetrius. And that would be if there was drugs involved. And that's something we haven't touched on yet either.
Well, let's be if we're being realistic, there probably was drugs involved.
Yeah, probably.
You have to be realistic about that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Some people get upset about it, but I mean, at the end of the day,
well, I don't know if it was involved in what happened in the crime.
Right.
But I'm not going to sit here and go, yeah, there was no rugs in that house. I'm not. It was a party house. There was rugs.
Right. Well, it
definitely was rugs.
When you bring that subject up, it goes to motive, though. A big, strong motive, actually. If you're talking about something like that involved.
Oh yeah, if the rugs are involved, if someone like owed money or something and they didn't pay, or if there was a flushing, which I was the first one to come out with that.
Right.
I came out with that a long time ago, and so, but then I went against it, Okay, let me see what this is here. I got something in email here.
That Angela, she's a pretty smart cookie too.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, I've been thinking about doing something here too. Okay, but I don't see the date on this. Oh, wait a minute. That's this. I don't see anything from Angela. Okay, well, here I'll read this here. But this. Oh, okay. It wasn't all. Here's from this time WA851, but I don't see a date. But I think it's responding to the 4chan thing. It wasn't all done in 19 minutes. This stuff was like picking off robins with a BB gun. And the special assignment to get Kaylee outside at Linda Lane to get her face shattered at 3:55 a.m., toting her back to 1112 with her friends CORPSE. That's specific, by request. At best, these things were all done by individuals tied together by agreements, so they. Oh, wait a minute. No, I can't. So they'd keep silent, lest. And I think there's another page here. Hold on.
That's a frat thing, Tommy.
Yeah, it's a frat thing.
That they got, that basically they got dirt on they get dirt on everybody in the frat so that they won't tell on them or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, the agreement. Exactly. Now, this is by Poison Oak 33. Again, I don't see, all I see is 3 hours ago, but it doesn't show the date. Garden City, ? Like Garden City in New York? I'm so close to there. It's basically the same as where Rex was operating. I don't know what this is. When I saw these 4chan posts, it made my stomach turn. Why aren't they looking into this or something? I don't understand this one. It doesn't make sense to me.
The garden was supposedly where knife was hidden down near Boise, I believe, wasn't it?
Right. Yep. Yeah, that's what was said. It was that's where they took the all the stuff, right? The clothes and everything was taken to Garden City, right? Because who was it? Is it Showalters or
Barrios? Blueberry.
A cleanup place or something. Blueberry. Right?
Blueberry had his parents had a cleaning company.
Right. And based out of Garden City. Yeah. Right, Joel.
You know, Barrios, he evidently was a pretty smart cookie too, though, because they brought him in to the frat because it brought up the grades of the group as a whole.
Right.
Because their grades were so low.
Yeah. I know that. And, you know, here we're sitting here and we can come up with so many different people that would have good motives. But yet when we look at Brian, we can't find really a single thing. I'm sorry, I can't be sold on the incel thing. I'm just not sold on that. And you know what? I've never seen like somebody that's done one of these crimes like this and not said one freaking word. He hasn't said a word.
No.
Not one word. I mean, even Bundy spoke. And they're trying to compare him to any of these people. They all talked. Brian hasn't said one word. Except the only thing he said is, I can't wait to be exonerated.
He's smart about doing that, actually.
Yeah, he's very smart. Yeah. Well, yeah, his IQ is way skyrocketed. Very smart individual. And I guess that's what people use against him too, is, he masterminded all this and that. And it's just
well, if you want to talk about a mastermind, you could take that case to Blueberry. Blueberry. He was a pretty smart cookie.
Really? I didn't know that about him.
Yeah. To be able to
nerdy in a way, you know.
Yeah, to be able to bring those boys' grades up as a group. I mean, He had to be pretty smart to be able to do that, I think.
Right.
If they're looking for a mastermind or somebody with a lot of smarts.
Yeah, he might have been the mastermind if it was him and Loach. He
Right.
would have probably been the mastermind, and Loach would have been and that's what we see. Okay, I'm not bringing up Linda Lane. I'm trying to keep away from that for the night, and I'm just going with motives. But if we did bring that up, he would be the one that did the deed. Would be Loach, It wouldn't have
Right.
been Barry. It would have been Loach. But Barry could have been like you said, the mastermind, or like somebody said, the money thing. It could be as high as Green, but I don't know what the motive would be with the money thing. That's what I don't get. I don't get.
Right. You can't make the connection.
No, I can't make the connection. I can't connect the dot to Green. And I think the only reason Green is trying to cover up is because it's going to cost the university so much money and lost revenue.
Right.
And
But
that's the only thing I can really pin on him. People try to say, "Oh, he owned the house before," and they try to make some kind of connection, but I don't see a connection there.
yeah, but if we're talking about money, what about Green and
Yeah, I know
owner,
that, Angela.
and the owner of the house?
What's that?
What about Green and the owner of the house? That's all about money there, isn't it?
Right, and we don't know if I mean, it's such a big coincidence about that car that I can't shake that. I can't shake it.
No, I can't either. I don't believe in
I mean,
coincidences anyway.
Right, that's a really big coincidence. And is there something about that? And then they demolished that house so fast.
Right.
And that makes me wonder even more. What is it? And then they said targeted attack. Do they mean the house, or did they mean someone was a target? Or was the house a target? And if the house was a target, what the hell does that mean?
That means that there was a lot of illegal rug activity going on, is what that means, probably. And supposedly that extra room where Ethan's golf clubs was the room.
Right. Yeah, that's what I've heard. That's the rumors that are going around. Right. Exactly, Rach. Angela is saying that that was a rumor being connected to House. His name is Brian Mumbly. He is connected to DM for sure.
Well, let's talk about Brian Mumbly then. That's great.
Who's Brian Mumbly? I don't even know who that is.
I don't either. That's a new name.
That's a new name to me, Angela. Who is that? Let me look it up. I will look it up. It must be Mumby because there's no Mumbly. The Mumbly doesn't even come up. Let's try Mumby once. Yeah, who is this? Has she said anything yet? I'm trying to look him up here. Has she said anything? Angela said anything about this dude?
Connected to DM, so I mean that could be pretty important.
Yeah, who is this Brian Mumbly? I don't find anything on this dude. What has she said here? I'm trying to look at. There are many. They said the house was towards, so they gave it away and tore it down. Perfect sense, right? right. I'm looking for Angela's stuff here. Trying to find out who this mumbly dude is. Who is this mumbly dude? Hey, Daniel. If that's, I'm sure that's you. I don't know who Brian Mumbly is, Angela. Explain who he is. So anyway, we got all these people that we've named, and we can come up with so many different motives, but I can't come up with anything for Brian. Not one single thing. They want to say he's an incel and all that. That's a hard sell to me. I mean, I'm being realistic. I'm not going to be stupid. And he has no motive. And I think that's one of the biggest things, because I can sit here and name 5 different people that have motives and good motives. So, you know what I mean? Yeah, I know, Angela. Yep. Oh, okay. What do you think? What do you think on Dylan? Was she involved or not involved? Or, I mean, I know what we've seen on. Yeah, there's nothing new. Yeah. So, where are we at? Well, we didn't talk about Emma and Demetrius too much. You know, I was the first one to say a long time ago that there was rugs involved, and that and all I said was I made up a figure that it got flushed, you know. I said maybe they flushed down, and I think I started out at 75,000 or 100,000, and it kept growing after that. Dude, people kept adding on to it, and I just shake my head. They took my little. I think I started out with 75,000 or something like that, and it kept growing. And next thing you know, it was up to 275,000 that she flushed. That story started with me, and I was just speculating. I wasn't saying that it was true. You know what I mean?
Right.
But what if it was a true thing that she flushed down something? Then Demetrius and Emma maybe come into play. We did see Emma at the house, so we know there's a connection there. Again, I'm going to stay away from Linda Lane. We could talk about the voices and all that, but we're not going to go there. So, who's got the most out of all these that we've talked about? And we've talked about Jack Decor, we've talked about Jack Showalter, we've talked about David Loach, David Blueberry, Cowboy, Dylan, Bethany. I can't find any. Do we talk about Bethany or not?
No, but I don't. I find it hard with her because she has ran like a scared cat to just stay away from everything ever since it started.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's scared shitless.
And
she doesn't want to go to
she,
Moscow, and that's even with Brian in jail.
Right. Well,
and that says something to me too.
Right. Exactly. And you know, she it's like she wants to wash your hands of the whole thing. Really,
yeah.
It seems.
Yeah, that's what it seems like to me too. Yeah. So we'll scratch her name off. We talked about Dylan. We talked about Eric Gower. I still don't. I don't see any motive for Eric Gower. None.
Well,
Doesn't make
didn't
any
he
sense.
kind of insert himself?
He did insert himself. And that was supposedly his red car being cleaned with bleach, if that's true and everything. I did see it. I remember seeing a picture of it. But it still there's no motive.
Right.
And that's what I'm trying to get at. There's just no motive there. Now, there is a such thing as a collective motive.
Right.
And maybe we need to discuss that before this night is over. A collective motive. Then you would have people that don't have a motive other than they're in the collective. Know what I mean?
Right. So ask, throw it out in chat, see what they think.
What do y'all think? Is there a collective motive out there? Do you think there's a collective motive? That is the question. Actually, that's the question of the night. Is there a collective motive? Cindy says, yes, possible. Joel says no. So we got a yes and a no. Carly Miles there says that collective. I called it a circle. Called it circle. Okay, same thing though, right? Rugs and jealousy. Yes, from Deborah Ackland. Yes, Carly. Yes, Jackie. So most people. I've only gotten one no. So everybody's saying yes. So a collective collective motive. So that would fit into, what would it fit into? Let's name number one, frats, right? That would be collective, right?
Right.
Then somebody said football team.
Sports. Let's put sports. Yeah.
Yeah, sports. Yeah. And then what did you just say?
See here. What else will be collect rugs?
Oh yeah, the rugs. Yeah. Okay, and then
for Green and the house owner, it would be money.
Money could be a collective. Now there could be ties. Well, okay, and we have to write down LE maybe. I hate to say that, but maybe possible. We have to, look at all possibilities. So if you look at all of this, what usually controls a collective? What usually controls a collective is money.
Money,
right?
Yep.
Money.
They always say follow the money.
Exactly. That's very interesting. That's very interesting to think of this, because if it is a collective, which is, if Brian is innocent, right? If Brian is innocent, and this turns out to be a collective, there's almost has to be money involved.
Well, there has to be a lot of money. There has to be money involved, just for a simple fact. I mean, they've been getting $1 million here and $1 million there,
For there's a lot of money, right? So, if it's frats, somebody's controlling the money. Boy, I don't know.
Or maybe the Greek.
Greek, yeah. I don't know much about the Greek life. I just know it's not right. I just know if it leads to this many kind of deaths and what's going on in the country with the hazing and stuff, that they need to get rid of it in the colleges. That's just my opinion.
Yep, they sure do.
Yeah, it's not right. So I think we all agree here, or most of us. And there's some people out there that don't agree with this, but I think most people agree that there really isn't a motive with Brian, and the motives lie within the frats. And it could be that there's a few different things. It could be rugs, frats. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It could be that the rugs could be the money. The rugs could be the money. And there could be maybe a couple bad LE. I'm not saying all LE. I respect LE. I respect police officers. But there could be one or two bad eggs. And we have to look at that.
What about if they're going to bring up Kopaka? We really couldn't come up with a motive, but what about Payne being in the Army with Kopaka, right?
I don't know what to think about Payne yet. Did he just get stuck? Did he just get stuck with this, or did he want this? What gets to me is, okay, here's what gets to me also is that knife sheath, because it's the inside of the snap, dude.
Yeah.
Nothing anywhere else but inside. Now, to me, that's a Q-tip. To me, that's just a Q-tip. Because how would you put your finger down in the into the snap? Come on. Doesn't even make sense. So yeah, Payne, I don't know. I don't know what to think about him.
Well, he did have that
name was thrown around.
He did have that meat business. Right?
Meat business. I don't know about that, I guess.
Didn't he have a
meat business?
Like what do you call it, a meat locker or whatever up
did he? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Pretty sure that was Payne. Ask him in chat. I'm pretty sure it was Payne. He's got a meat locker, where they cut meat up for you and stuff up what is that city on north of there where that
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I can't remember the name, but right off the head. But I know what you're talking about.
I'm pretty sure he had a meat business up there, and that also goes to the point of he would be very familiar with knives. Right?
You're right. Yeah.
If he had a meat business, he would definitely be familiar with knives.
Right. I can't, in my eyes, I can't see a police officer doing the deed. I think they would be just used for a cover-up. If there's a couple bad eggs, you know what I'm saying? I just can't see it. But I guess crazier things are out there. I don't remember that, Angela. Remember the other day when Bubs was talking about a trailer park and a lady, her daughter, and the husband that had a knife and went to jail? The red.
I remember something about that story. The red.
I kind of remember the story, but not.
No.
Deborah says yes, meat locker.
Okay. That's what I thought.
And Monica, I sent you that, Tommy. I don't know what you sent me, girl. I don't know what you're talking about because I'm way behind on chat. It's hard to keep up with chat up here, so I don't know what you're talking about there.
I'm pretty good with the knife, Tommy. I was a meat cutter for 8 years at one point.
Oh, so am I. Yeah, I was a meat cutter too. My dad owned a grocery store. Of course, I was a meat cutter. Yeah, I learned how to cut meat when I was very young. Yep.
You're still cutting meat.
Right. Right. But yeah, that's what I agree with Rachel there. No, Payne's just getting money. See, if there's anybody involved in LE, they'd be just getting paid for a cover up. But then you're talking that somebody has some money to pay, and you know what? The more I think about this, the more I think there's got to be money involved for that many people to take out 4 people. There's got to be money.
I'm going to bring something up here. I'm going to get slammed again, but I don't mean any disrespect to Steve G, but oh boy.
Oh, you're talking about the. I think I know where you're going.
You know, the money. What was it? Right. 700,000 was supposedly owed or whatever. I mean, how did that even get out there? How did that even get brought up? Is my thought on that. Right. You know, how did that get out there? Think about it. I mean, that was just off the wall. So how in the world could that have got out there? Who put that out there?
I don't know.
That one's one that just amazes me.
Right.
I mean, I don't think it. I mean, if it didn't have anything to do with anything, how could that even be brought up unless it actually was something? I don't. Right. That's what gets me about that one.
Right. And with Brian, what gets me is that there's just nothing there.
Right.
There's nothing there. And here we can come up with so many people, but yet I can't think of one thing that would be a motive for Brian. He just got there in June. He's going to school for something he's worked for years. I don't know. Tracy McDaniel here says something to do with previous FBI investigation. There was 50 FBI officers in town, and I think that's what happened there. I do believe, and that's why the FBI is not helping him right now, is because of that stingray. I do believe there was a stingray involved.
No doubt. I'm
pretty sure of it.
Right. Well, the thing is, FBI, I mean, it's pretty well known that FBI likes to they like to do stuff on their own, but yet they don't want anybody to know what they're doing. And another thing they're good at is having CIs that are in a bind. You know what I'm saying? Right. They've got something on them.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You know how did?
Yeah, there was definitely some kind of investigation going on. And I think there's a rift between LE and the FBI, the Moscow LE. I think it might stem back to that Fry press release when he said, "This is our investigation."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, he made it clear that this is our investigation. They should have. A quadruple in a small town like that, they should have let the FBI take over. And they did. And I think that kind of got into the FBI's craw. You know what I'm saying? Kind of got in the craw a little bit.
Well, if maybe they maybe soon as LE wanted to go after that one person, Brian, and the LE was thinking, whoa, wait a minute. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that might be another reason.
That's not what we're coming up with. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And that might be another reason why they're not going to help him, because they know it's not Brian.
It'll be a hard fight for LE to be able to get something out of the FBI. They can pretty much, FBI can pretty much do what they want, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it, to be honest.
Jamie brings up that always has gotten to me. The only thing that really has gotten to me about one of the things that, and there's not many things that get to me about pain, but the PCA is a bunch of lies. So that is pretty bad. Then you have that. What took them so long to get there?
Right.
Here you have a quadruple. Somebody said he was supposed to be hunting or something up north or something.
Yeah,
But
I'd heard that.
5 hours, 5 hours to get there. That's just, yeah. Well, I got pictures of that Jackie C. I actually ran a video on that quite a while back. Geez, I wonder what happened to that video. I wonder if it's still up. You know what? I found. Do you guys, all you guys, remember Karen's story? YouTube took that down for some reason. I'm wondering how many videos I'm missing because I haven't seen that one with the cuts on the hands. I ran that here a couple of months ago.
Are you pretty sure?
Again, like reran it.
Are you pretty sure it was those two?
It was supposedly Loach was one of them.
Right. I just always wondered who the other one was because I keep hearing two, but who was the second one?
Yeah, I don't know. But it was supposedly Loach. But can they prove that? If it's in the hospital records, it's in the hospital record. And if it is, how could they clear up?
Right.
I don't know. There's just so much to this case. It's just okay. I'm just gonna go bring up chat all the way here. I'm so far behind on it.
What about Mumbly?
Yeah, I want to
know about it. I want to know about that one. That's gonna send us down a rabbit hole now.
All right.
Maybe Bubbly knows. Maybe Bubbly's heard that name.
Yeah.
She's not in chat, is she?
Right. The Stingray.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Stingray.
Well, I guess we ought to talk about what it does first, because a lot of people are unclear. A Stingray, it's just okay. What you can do with the Stingray, I guess it's got a dish that's connected to a box that LE or whoever would have, or FBI or whoever, and what they can do is they can eavesdrop on conversations on phones, and they also can actually jam stuff so they can't get through on their phone. You know?
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
Mumbly is one of Bubbles' videos.
Oh, right. Yep.
I was wondering, okay. There we go.
Yeah. And Mrs. Jonesy, about the parent rug connection, that it's always intrigued me. If rugs are involved, then that would be I would definitely have to look at that. If I was like an investigator or something, I would definitely have to look at that.
And if you're going down that rabbit hole, then it brings into question.
Okay, hold on a second. I gotta keep going. I gotta change earbuds here.
I think you have to look into Xana's mom, Maddie's mom, Big D, Emma B. So there's four right there. You there? I'm getting an echo. Hold on.
Okay, there we go. Is that better?
I
I got batteries
don't,
low on this too.
I don't know. Yeah, I believe it's
You
fine.
know? Yeah. Uh, Kathy, you don't trust Si? Are you serious? I trust him. I think that's who's gonna get. I think that's who's gonna free Billy. Myself. Yeah, I got battery low on these too. I don't know what's going on. Why these things aren't charging? Crazy. Still? Is it still echoing?
No, it does.
Well,
Wait,
well,
I don't know. Let me talk. No, I don't hear it
okay.
now.
All right. Well, I think we've gone over the motives of these, and I don't know what to say really because I just and I'm really trying. I'm really trying. I really have tried throughout this whole case um, to find a motive for Brian, and I just nothing fits. And there's so many out there that there's many more motives to.
Well, we're faced with a bunch of partial motives for
Right,
many for all
right,
these ones we've talked about, really.
right. Yeah,
You know,
yeah. But so who's got the biggest? Okay, let's ask out there. Who's got the biggest motive, guys? Let's say between. Okay, here's the list: Brian Colbert, Jack DePore, Jack Showalter, David Loach, David Blueberry, Cowboy, Dylan, Eric Gower, Emma, and Demetrius. Or I'm going to bring this up too because we haven't brought it up. A stranger with that talent, somebody like a Ted Bundy that just came in and seen those girls going home, followed them, or something like that. So you got that. Or one last one, collective motive. Okay, so here we go. Brian Kohlberger, Jack DeCore, Jack Showalter, David Loach, David Barry, Cowboy, Dylan, Eric Gower, Emma, and Demetrius, or a collective. Let's see what they said. Okay. Loach. Uh, Furman. Furman and money. Okay. Moonflower says Loach and Blueberry. Hopes that
I
Harley
find them.
says Harley is says as part of the collective motive. Collective motives down in the rabbit hole to hell. Cindy, collective. Mrs. Jonesy, collective or Loach. Uh, collective motive. Clara. Deborah Ackman, collective. Boy, a lot of collectives. Collective. Some side chick is JD. He's actually, in my book, he would have the biggest motive. Um,
Well,
since he's the ex, since she just left him.
let's step back a minute. So,
JD and Jay.
in the early days, before Brian was arrested, everybody thought JD or JS might have done it, right? Right, Tommy? Tommy. Can you hear Tommy? I lost you under the table there, Tommy.
Am I echoing, Mikey? Most people are saying collective. I couldn't hear what my things gave out, dude.
Are you back?
Yeah,
I
most
hear you
people are
now.
saying, am I still muted?
You're all
Hello?
right now, but there for a
Mikey?
while you're muted.
Okay, let me try something else. Mikey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can now. You're good now.
Can you guys hear me out there? Let me know if you can hear me. Can you guys hear me? Hello? Can you guys hear me? Okay, thank you, Moonflower. What happened to Mikey? Why can't I hear Mikey?
I'm here. We're good.
I can't hear Mikey at all.
You can't hear me?
Hope I'm not echoing.
I'm here. I can hear you.
No, I can't hear Mikey for some reason. Let me I'm gonna go out and come back in, Mikey,
Okay.
if you can hear me.
I got it to myself again, looks like. So who has in chat, who has the most motive?
There, now I can hear you.
Who
Yeah.
has the strongest motive? Anybody in chat?
Yeah, most of them have, I was saying collective.
If we're talking about individuals.
Oh, individuals?
Swampside
Yeah.
Chicks says
Yeah,
JD and Adam.
Right. Yeah, individually, who's got the biggest motive, people? Ooh, Monica says Jack D or LE. I'm a little surprised on the LE, but
Monica Kelly, who would what motive would Ellie have?
Williams
I guess.
says Kopaka. Okay. Huh. I don't know what that. Who Monica says LE. Oh, this is surprising me. Jake and Jake, are you talking Jack Showalter? Are you talking Jack Showalter and Jack DeClure? Is that who you're talking about? Nikki says cartel.
Okay.
Mrs. John. Everyone, money. That's a possibility.
I think we've established that there's definitely money. A lot of money involved. And money usually goes hand in hand with rugs.
Right. And that's a good one by Tracy. Who was the target? Who was the main target? Or were they all a target?
Or was the house itself a target for some reason?
Right. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they were all a target. That's my opinion. I don't think there was one totally singled out. If there was one totally singled out, I think it would be Ethan.
Well, see, then most people would tell you that the target was Xana or Maddie or Kaylee. So I mean, we've gone full circle, so we're back to the same spot.
Right. I would say that's just my opinion. I don't know what everybody else is. Aunt Clara says frat boys. Oh, we're still on that. Okay, yeah. Cartel. Wade, Hope, two Davids, Jack D or Loach. That's a good one, Debbie. Okay,
Jack
Rach
D. Jack
is a
D.
collective.
Jack D and Loach probably do have the strongest motives, right? I think.
Yeah, those two together. Right. Yeah, I think so too. Yep. Okay, Mrs. John Knapp says no kids did this. Too clean. Then if that's the case, then I'd have to go with a stranger.
Mrs. John Knapp. So if it isn't kids, then who are you referring to?
Well, I put up Mrs. John Knapp said no kids did this. Too clean. Yeah, then who is she referring to? Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Tracy says Dylan with a question mark. I hear circus music, homeowner, and Emma and Demetrius in connection to Green with Rug House. Ooh, that's a good one too.
That's a very good one.
Mm-hmm.
That's very plausible also.
That's actually very plausible because, I mean, the guy's a billionaire, and there could be what do you call CT involved? You know what I'm saying? There could be CT involved, and Kaylee was on to something, and I don't know what she was on to, but she was on to something with her little investigations. That's what I heard.
Right. Well, boy, here I go again.
Right.
She brought that up to her dad and wanted to talk about that to her dad.
Right.
Before she left, and her dad, I don't know if he didn't want to talk to her about it or, wow.
Yeah.
He didn't want to talk to her about it or.
Well, see, then that goes back to the house owner.
Right.
CT and that house being registered to that business all this time. And it's an import-export international business.
Right.
And there's no products listed on what they import and export.
Right.
So you got that, and that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
Well, so the Chad has brought up cartel. We've seen that a few times.
Yep.
Okay, so what is cartel usually involved in? Well, money, rugs, trafficking. And that's another thing that people that deal in rugs, they have said, I've read an article on this, that they have diversified, so to speak. And another part of their portfolio is trafficking.
Right. Yeah, that could be too. And it could be all related to Colorado.
Right. That would be somewhat of a collective too.
Right. This is a good one by Brianna Lilly, and this would be the only. She came up with the only motive for Brian Kohlberger right there. If there was a motive, that it is a deep-seated issue with someone who did this, evil or mental illness. And that would be the only thing that would fit Brian. If he's, you know what I'm saying? If he had a mental illness, something like that, which hasn't been proven whatsoever. I'm just saying.
Or evil, that hasn't been proven either.
No, but she is right there. And
Right.
that brings me back to Jack Showalter and leaving dead carcasses. To me, that's a mental illness, dude.
Right.
Leaving dead carcasses on people's front doors and skinning animals like that. And then that one dog was skinned. I don't know.
If we're talking about evil, I
She could be
I
really
personally
right.
think
She could have nailed it right there.
right.
Might not. You know what? It might not have to do with anything but what she said right there.
Well, that would take us back to maybe somebody that we don't even know about, or not even thinking about.
Right? Yeah. Well, you know what? I heard a story. I just thought of this. This is the first time I thought of it since I heard about this at the very beginning of this case. That there was somebody that was really good with knives and was really sick in the head, that worked at a bakery close to where Maddie and Kaylee worked, or Kaylee and Jana or something downtown.
Right.
And he was like sick in the head, and he was like really good with knives and stuff. And I heard that right when this case happened.
Right.
I never heard anything after that. This dude that worked at a bakery close by where they worked, and I never heard anything after that. But yeah, she's right there. Whoever did it is definitely evil and definitely mental illness. You know what I mean? She's right.
Well, I think that if you're talking about evil or mental illness, I mean, this whole case is all about that too, you know?
Right. Oh, yeah, no doubt about it.
It goes to the heart of the case, really. And I'm not sure I trust anybody in Idaho at this point.
Yeah, I don't think so either. It's just that it's a crazy place. Well, we talked over what we got, and I think most people agree here that it was a collective. Different kinds of collectives were said, but at least it gets our mind thinking. And I still don't have anything on Brian except unless he's got a mental illness. And it's funny that that either the defense. What do you think about this, Megan? I just thought of this. It's funny that the defense or the prosecution, either one of them, hasn't ordered a psychological evaluation of Brian Kohlberger. I can see the defense doing it to show that he has no mental illness. And I can see the prosecution doing it to prove that he is. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But I don't really see.
Why wasn't that done?
I don't know if I see defense doing it though either, because you know what I mean? Ann Taylor, she's been around him enough by now to know whether he's mentally ill, right?
Right. But I mean to prove that he has no mental illness.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
And Brian really wasn't antisocial, not really.
No. They tried to say he was.
Right.
But that was a bunch of bullshit. You can't believe anything that comes out of that town. That's what's crazy. You can't believe anything. Yeah. Right, Joe. Yeah, and he was a security guard. They wouldn't hire somebody that, that was had mental problems.
Well, if he was being considered for LE, or FBI or whatever he wanted to do, they wouldn't consider it either.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I can't. And I've tried really hard, dude. I've tried so hard, but I just can't come up with it. I just can't.
No,
There's
I
nothing
can't either.
Yeah. Well, I think we've talked about everything that we've wanted to talk about tonight. And I think I'm going to, whoops, I clicked on the wrong thing here. Right. Okay. And I can X that out. Okay. Yeah. Well, I just want to thank you, Mikey, for coming up on stage here and talking about all these motives. And I think I'm going to call her a night. We've been at it now for just over 2 hours, so it goes by fast, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. I was just looking at the clock myself. I thought, man, we've been over 2 hours.
Right. But yeah, I thank you for coming up and chatting about this, and I really appreciate your opinions and stuff. And I know the chat does too. So, and it was a great chat out there tonight when I could keep up a little bit. I was having a hard time trying to keep up tonight. That was a lot of good chatting going on out there.
Yeah, I want to say thanks to chat. Thank you, Tommy, and you know, we'll see them on another side. You know,
Yep.
You know, maybe they can chat and throw some before we go. Maybe they can throw some ideals about some things they might want to know, or ideals for something. You know.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Anybody want to say anything or anything? You can always email me at onceuponacrimetime at gmail.com. Might take me a little while to answer, but I will try to answer. Or if I don't answer, doesn't mean I didn't see it. And I get a lot of doubles on stuff. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, I appreciate you, Mikey, and you take care, brother.
All right.
Yep.
Peace
All
out.
right. Yep. All right, everybody. I want to thank everybody, my crime family. You guys are awesome, awesome people. And my mods, you are the best in the business, bar none. And I love you all very much. And my subs, you are my heart. And my mods, you are my soul. And until next time, rock and roll.
trying to wake the dead. Sweet taste of poison's all in my head. Light up, fill it up, set the night on fire. Look out, here we go, nothing's gonna be higher. Light up, fill it up, set the night on fire. Look out,
guys, what's up? It's
Spend my days with a woman unkind, smoke my stuff and drain all my wine. Made up my mind to make a new start, going to California with an aching in my heart. If someone told me there's a girl out there with love in her eyes and flowers in her hair, took my chances on a big jet plane. Never let them tell you they're all the same. The sea was red and the sky was gray. Wondered how tomorrow could ever follow today. The canyons and the mountains start to tremble and shake. Children of the sun begin to awake. It seems that the wrath of the gods got a punch on the nose, and it's starting to flow. I think I might be sinking. Throw me a line if I reach it in time. Meet you up there where the path runs straight and high. To find a queen without a king, they say she plays the guitar and cries and sings la 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 la. Ride a white mare at the footsteps of dawn, trying to find a woman who's never, never, never been born. Standing on my hill in the mountain of dreams, and telling myself it's not as hard as it seems.
is the springtime of my loving, and the second season I'm to know. You are the sunlight in my growing, before. It isn't hard to feel me glowing. I watched the fire that grew so low.